Mario, ultimately did you know for sure that Justin and Dylan were going to play? And I know you touched on a bit with Dylan there, but anything surprising at all about his performance, just given that he didn't practice? I know what you're certainly well aware of his capabilities, but because he didn't practice this week, anything surprising about his performance?
I would agree. I think, this is still college football, and I think that college guys need to practice throughout the course of the week to be at their very best. The fact that they were actually not practicing in the early part of the week and then started practicing because they were cleared very early. We just wanted to ease it back from just an emotional standpoint and just a pace standpoint. And the fact that with the practice that they had, which again, it wasn't like they didn't practice. I mean, they probably got 60+% of the reps. It's a tribute to them to play so well. It really is, especially against a team like that. They have good players. I mean, that's a team last year we went up to their place and they put it on us pretty good. They have good football players and really good athletes, so hats off to both Justin and to Dylan.
Kind of touched on the defensive line, but Austin Fiala hasn't been healthy for the last couple of weeks. How much of an impact does the improved play of the defensive line correlate with him being back and 100%?
Yes. No, a lot, without a doubt. He is an explosive guy. You watch him, when he's out there, he's a guy that really changes the line of scrimmage. Like he makes a dent and he goes that way, which makes it really tough to run certain things, especially the way that we play him. He's a 3 technique. He's a 4-eye. We move him around. He's a great mismatch in the passing game as well. So he played a big role. And, those other guys, Gary Baker's coming around. Carlberg continues to improve. So overall, they play really good together. But without a doubt, Austin's a big piece.
On the right front, Ryan.
Mario, how important was Justin Holland's strip sack to reestablish the momentum? Because I think that happened right after you guys got stuffed on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 to give them the ball back.
Without a doubt. We went, it was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. We didn't get it, which we'd go for it again if we had to, really would. And so we needed something. We needed something right there. You know how momentum in college football goes now. You got to have it and you got to keep it. And if they get it away from you, you got to get it back. That thing turned it, and it turned it fast. Great play by him. Again, can't speak enough about him, the type of year that he's had. He's come up big, and I think tonight, what we saw, he played with a relentless engine tonight. I mean, he really got after it, and he caused a lot of problems for UCLA's offense.
Second row, left, Eric.
You guys faced a lot of short yardage and goal line situations, and kind of it seemed like an even split in terms of success. How do you assess those situations and your guys up front?
Talking about tonight,
Fourth downs and goal line stuff.
Tonight, 3rd was 8 of 17. 4th down was 2 of 3. So we missed 1 on 4th down. For the year, we're really good. For the year, we're almost 100% on short yardage, whether it be 3rd and 4th and on the goal line as well. But the one we missed tonight, we knew what they were doing. They were playing the under front, 4 down. They were moving up the mic and the will at the line of scrimmage so that your angles had to be a little bit flatter. We just felt we'd get a crease in there. Safety came up, and I believe it was Travis that carried the ball, if I'm not mistaken. They met right at the line of scrimmage, and we couldn't get that extra push that we needed. So, but overall, there's a lot of good stuff going in there, and especially when we just kind of line up and do it. It's kind of a good way to establish a mentality.
We have time for 2 more. Back, left, 3.
You've touched on this a little bit, but your first 4 touchdowns results from special teams play and your defense. How much did that really help you guys find momentum on the offensive side of the ball? And looking back on this game, how important was that for you?
It plays a huge role. We've learned from our players and in talking to them. Sunday was a really big day for us. Sunday was a day when we got back from our trip to Arizona. We kind of pumped the brakes on everything, and we just opened up and talked. And we had individual meetings with every single player on this football team because we want to know what was inside. And one of the things that was inside that really popped was the fact that the offense really feeds off the defense and the vice versa. And that overall our guys wanted to hold our special teams unit to a higher standard and make them more accountable, and that they were going to take it upon themselves to coach and push and challenge each other on special teams. And I think what you saw tonight was a product of that, of just a decision, hard work, and some good execution.
From middle, James, last question.
Two-part here, Mario. The first being just an update on Lana, because I don't believe he played in the second half. And secondly, not to belabor the point on the run game, but because of how rough last week was, Shane talked about it being a blow to the self-esteem, in particular for the offensive line. I'm sure Marcus was certainly facing a lot of criticism. What can reestablishing things and getting back to this do psychologically more than anything for your program, for everyone in this building?
Yeah, that's a great question. When you don't play well, and you encounter these tough times, it's you learn a lot about yourself, right? And sometimes people want to say, "Oh, just forget it, and move on," and we say, "No way, you don't forget it. You don't. You got to make sure you understand that when you don't play well, it's almost like having an indictment, of the way you played. And when you have something like that, you have to understand that all these bits of negativity that come with it, all the struggles that come with a tough, little spurt or something, as a player, as a competitive football player, you've got to learn how to take that and turn that into fuel and positive energy. And that's a decision I think that every real great competitor just does at some point in time in their career, in their life, even as a man and as a woman, I'm sure, all of us, we all do it. And I think that's what you saw. I think you just saw a group of guys say, enough is enough.